Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing? I know. It has been so long since I've seen you all, and I'm so super excited to be doing life tips live again. I'm just so super excited. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to each and every one of you, as you all know. And for some of you that do not, for anyone that is new coming in, my name is Jasmine Millhouse, and I am a transformational life coach, and I help women build self confidence, self esteem, by going after the life of their dreams without ever having to seek anyone's approval. And I do this because I believe that every woman is born with a purpose inside of her. Every woman is born with the right to be who she's supposed to be without ever having to seek the approval of anyone. And I do this because I know that deep down inside of you, you have a purpose that is so huge, and your story and your purpose is meant to help and heal so many other people. So I do this because I love transformation, I love helping, I love healing, and I love bringing true purpose to the front of your life. Good morning. As you come in, please drop your names below in the comments. Let me know who's watching. Do not forget to share this on your live. Share this in your groups if you have any. Tag someone if you can, to get them to come in, because today we're going to be talking about how to conquer the 3 P's of purpose. We're going to be talking about conquering the 3 P's of purpose. And for those of you watching the replay, welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're watching the replay, drop your name down in the comments so I can love, and thank you for joining me on this Saturday. I know it's a lot going on. It's football day. We got rec ball for the kids and so many activities going on. But I thank you all so much for tuning in with me on this Saturday as we talk about the 3 P's of purpose and how to conquer each P. And I do this with my special system. I created a system called Purpose to Fly system, right? And the reason for creating it, because I know every woman has a purpose deep down inside of her. And I, being a transformational life coach, I help, hope, and bring that purpose out to the forefront, right? So as you're coming in, hey, Miss Niala, hey, Brian, hey, Miss Wanda, thank you all so much for tuning in. Drop your name down in the comment box. Don't forget to share. I can't say this enough, because we are going to be talking about conquering the 3 P's of purpose, right? So, with starting in the first P, hey Brian, thank you so much for tuning in. So for me, this is so important to me because I was the woman that did not know who I was supposed to be, what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't have a clue, an idea of what my life was supposed to be. I was going through the rigmarole of, just living. I was a single mom, I was a wife, and I was just going through so much in my life, and I felt like I did not know what I was supposed to be doing. I had no idea of who I was, what purpose I served, or anything, until one day I had to take a look. And I was like, this cannot be it. This cannot be it. I was married. I was a wife. I thought I was doing a good thing. I thought I was doing the right thing. I worked, and I just supplied everything that I had inside of me and put it on the table for everybody else. And how many of you do that? Have you ever been in a position to where you give and give and give and give and give, and you just seem so empty and no one is giving back to you? But I'm going to teach you how you can conquer 3 ways on how to fill yourself, and you don't have to rely on anybody else to do it, right? And I do this. One step in my system is called the road to recovery, taking out the trash. And in this step, I teach women how to learn how to forgive themselves, learn how to forgive someone that's done something to you, learn how to forgive and let go of your past, because you can never get to your purpose until you forgive your past, right? So that is the road to recovery, taking out the trash, right? So let's get into these 3 P's that we're going to be talking about conquering on today. And the first P in conquering is panicking. I remember a time in my life where I was married. I was 25. I had 2 children, and I just felt like I was just on top of the world until one day I came home and there was a U-Haul truck sitting inside of my driveway. So I'm thinking, okay, we had friends in, they were moving. I'm like, okay, they was getting their apartment, so they're packing up and leaving. I get out of my car and I come in the house. My husband at the time is walking out the door with the box in his hand. And I step inside of my bedroom, and my bedroom is almost bare and empty. So I'm confused. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And the most hurtful thing was told to me. I'm done. I'm tired. And it's over. I was left with 2 children, a 4-bedroom house, bills piled out of everywhere. And I was left by myself to fend for everything I had. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know who I could call on, because I was the one that everybody else called on. I was the one that rescued and was there for everybody. But who was here for me? Who could I call on? So what did I do? The first thing we always do when we get into a situation that we're unfamiliar with is we panic. We get confused. We shut down. We don't know what to do. We don't know what steps to take. I panicked. I went into panic mode. I didn't know. I was like, what am I going to do? My husband is gone. I got all these kids. I got these kids. I got these bills. I have people living in my house. I have so much responsibility sitting in my lap. What am I going to do? What I'm going to tell you is the first thing for you to not do when you're in a situation that is unfamiliar is panic. Panic brings on anxiety. Panic brings on depression. Panic makes your heart, your heart is already breaking, but panic makes it 10 times worse. It makes you that much more, it brings on self-doubt. Your self-esteem drops, your confidence drops. Everything that you have once felt inside of you drops when you panic. It's like the rug is being pulled from underneath your feet in your life, and you have no earthly idea what to do. You don't know what steps to take. You don't know where to go from here. You don't know what you need to do. And that brings me to my second step. So instead of panicking, you have to learn how to keep pushing. Right? Instead of panicking, you have to learn how to keep pushing. You have to take a step back and say, okay, I'm in this situation. I had to look at my life. I had to say, okay, I'm in this situation. My husband just left. I have 2 children. I have to think about, what am I going to do as a mother to make sure my children are taken care of? And sometimes you have to make the hardest decision you've ever had to make in your life. In the pushing step, You have to learn how to be okay and not doubt yourself. And sometimes you have to make the hardest decisions ever in your life. In my pushing phase, in that point in my life, I had to make the most sacrificial decision ever. I had to send one of my children away to live with the relatives because I couldn't afford to keep both children. So imagine, as a mother, your children, period, that are close to you, that you were given to protect, you had to now place in the hands of someone else. You had to now give someone else the responsibility of taking care of the person that you gave birth to. And you know that you don't have any other option. You don't have any other choice. And I know you say, well, why just one? Well, my daughter, I was able to send her to live with my grandmother. If I would have sent my son, that would have been a battle, because his father, granted, he just left me. It was 30 days before our anniversary. I still could not send him to live with my grandmother. And it still didn't take a lot of burden off of my lap. I still was stuck. I still was broken. I was still confused. I was still sad. I was still hurt. I was going into depression. But I had to keep pushing because I had a son that was looking at me, that was watching me, and was saying, okay, we're here. I'm a child. What are we going to do? You just sent my sister. Granted, at the time, he was only 1, if that. I had to send my son to live with I had to send my daughter to live with my grandmother. And it put me in such a place of, I felt like I was a failure. I felt like I didn't do anything right with my life. Have you ever been in a position where you felt like a failure? Have you ever been in a position where you felt like nothing that you touched turned to gold? Everything that you touched turned to crap. Anything that you looked at, you just felt like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to conquer this. Have you ever been in that position? Maybe you're in that position now that you're feeling like nothing's going right in your life. Maybe you're in the position that you feel like you don't know who you are as a woman. Maybe you in the position to where you don't know where your marriage is going. Your children are acting like they have no home training. You just feel like you don't know anything in your life at the moment. But I'm here to let you know that you cannot panic. Don't panic. You have to keep pushing. And when you keep pushing, it brings you to the third step of persevering. So when you don't panic and you keep pushing, you learn how to persevere. When you don't panic and you keep pushing, you learn how to get to the next step in your life. Like I teach in my Purpose to Fly system, you have to learn how to forgive yourself. You have to learn how to acknowledge where you are right now. That is the number one step in my Purpose to Fly system. You have to acknowledge where you are right now. Because if you don't acknowledge where you are, you will never know how to get to where you're supposed to go. You will never know how to get to your purpose. You will never know how to get to your destiny. Your story will forever be just that, a story untold to so many people that you can bring out of their situation. You have a purpose inside of you that you have to persevere through. You cannot panic. You have to keep pushing. You have to persevere, because your life is meant to be a testimony and a story for somebody else. Because if you don't tell your story, you will forever be just a walking trial and tribulation. And I know that may sound harsh. I know that may sound like, what do you mean I'm a trial and a tribulation? If you don't understand that your purpose is meant to help somebody, your purpose is meant to heal someone, not only that, your purpose is meant to heal you as well. Because when you learn how to not panic, you take a step back, you stop. Okay, you get in an unfamiliar position. Okay, we're here now. We're going through it right now. When you learn how to not panic in your current situation, and you learn how to keep pushing, and you learn how to persevere, you have no idea the level and the magnitude of the blessings that will pour out of your life. And you can look at a situation and say, I'm nervous, I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's behind that door. I don't know what's next in my life. I don't know who's going to help me. I don't even know who's against me. I don't even know who's with me. But when you take one step back and you look at yourself and say, I have me. I'm with me. I'm not against me. I am who I am. When you cannot panic in being who you are, when you can keep pushing and being who you are, and when you can persevere in being who you are, you can become that great mother you've always wanted to be. You can become that great speaker you've always wanted to be. You can become that great author you've always wanted to be. You can become that great worker you've always wanted to be. Because let's keep it real. Everyone doesn't want to be a motivational speaker. Everyone doesn't want to be a Lisa Nichols. Everyone doesn't want to be a Jasmine Millhouse. Everyone doesn't want to be a Nyla Phillips. Everyone doesn't want to be, the next best thing. Everyone doesn't want to be known around the world. There is that woman that that is crying right now and say, I just want to live my life. I just want to be me. I just want to acknowledge the woman that I am. I just want to acknowledge the queen that I am. I'm fine with working my job. I'm fine with being a 9-to-5 worker. I'm fine with being an at-home mom. I'm fine with being who I am. I'm fine with being a school teacher. I'm fine with being just me. There is a woman that is crying out for that. That cries out for that every day. But I'm here to let you know you don't have to cry to be who you are. You don't have to cry to be that stay-at-home mom. You don't have to cry to be that school teacher. You don't have to cry to be that motivational speaker. You don't have to cry to be that author. You don't have to cry to be that business strategist. You don't have to cry to be that entrepreneur. You don't have to cry to be you, because you were born to be you already. Acknowledge who you are. Walk in who you are. Don't panic in who you are. Push through who you are and persevere in who you are. Because when you don't panic and you push, then you persevere and you can smile every day. You can look at yourself and say, I am who I am. I love who I am. I'm in love with who I am. That's when you get to the perseverance. When you persevere, you fall in love with yourself. Learn how to speak positivity into you. Learn how to say, okay, I am Jasmine. I am Nyla. I am Tiffany. I am Sharina. I am Chaka. And I love me. Stand in the mirror. If you don't have a mirror, if you don't have a big one, get you a little one. Get you a small one. Just say, you know what? I'm me. You don't have to sit and wait for someone to speak life into you. Don't sit and wait for someone to give you something that's already here. Don't sit and wait for someone to lay in your lap what you were born with anyway, because every woman was born with a purpose. Every woman lives her story. Every woman has a message. And you may not know what that is. You may be in a position to where you say, okay, who am I? What am I supposed to do? Why am I here? What is my purpose? And if that's your question, I want you to book a Purpose to Clarity session with me. What is a Purpose to Clarity session? The Purpose to Clarity session is the Purpose to Fly Clarity session. The Purpose to Fly Clarity session is a session to where we sit down, we take a moment and say, okay, this is where you are right now in your life. And we map out a strategy on how to get to where you want to go. So if you're in a position to where you just don't know who you are right now, you want to know who you are right now, you know you have a purpose, you want to learn how to love yourself, you want to be the first person to love you in order for you to teach someone else how to do it, book a 100% free Purpose to Fly clarity session with me. Now I'm going to put the link in the comments. I do apologize about that. I had a phone call coming in. When this live is over, I want you to go ahead and book that Purpose to Fly session with me. We need to start seeking clarity on how to love ourselves. We need clarity on how to find our purpose. I do this because I was once that woman that did not know who she was. I do this because I believe every woman that walks this earth has a purpose, and I am here to help you discover your purpose. Don't forget to share this. If you have not, share this on your page, share this in your groups, share this with your friends, tag someone in the comments, because we have to learn how to stop panicking, keep pushing so we can persevere into our purpose. I hope you all enjoyed this session. Welcome back to Life Tips. I'm so super excited. This is yours truly, Life Tips, Jasmine Millhouse, coming at you with Life Tips Saturdays. Don't forget to share. Catch me here next Saturday again at 11 a.m. for Life Tips Saturdays. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Have a good one. Bye.